Ignition.
2, 1. Liftoff of the Falcon 9.
Ignition. 1, 0, plus 1, 7, 0.
Until the inaugural commercial flight of VGAG-C. T-minus 20 seconds.
À tous de DDO, attention pour le décompte final. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Top. Allumage P120, décollage. La propulsion est nominale, le pilotage est calme.
And VGAG-C has launched on its first operational mission from the French Guiana, the last launch of 2022 from the French Guiana.
La trajectoire est nominale.
40 seconds into flight.
Acquisition de la télémesure par la station de Saint-Jean. Paramètres bord sont nominaux.
T plus 60
How
seconds into flight.
fantastic to see VGAG-C roaring across that equatorial sky. Yet again, one can't take one's eyes off her. It's so impressive, like a boil of light rumbling across the jungle. This is, of course, the second launch of VGAG-C, Europe's new launcher, and it has just successfully completed liftoff with Pléiades Neo 5 and 6 on board. These two satellites, designed by Airbus Defence and Space, are the 119th and 120th to lift off on a Vega launcher. And we will, of course, be following the different stages of this flight very closely. David, I turn to you. What are the main stages of the flight we should be looking out for in the next few minutes?
So in a little less than 1 minute, the P130 first stage will have finished its job, and it will separate from the launcher. And then the second, this is the second flight of this P120 stage, following the maiden flight, and it will also be used on Ariane 6 later on.
Début de queue de poussée du P120.
Before the announcement of the separation of the P120, just one word, sur this, a reaction. Wendy.
It's always amazing.
David.
Yes.
A word.
Yes, it's always incredible to see the liftoff.
There we go. So now we have...
Yes.
Séparation du P120 et allumage du Zéphiro.
The first stage. So if I've understood correctly, the P120, David, is just one of the new features of this new launcher, am I right?
Yes, so besides this first stage, the second and the fourth stages, so the Zefiro 40 and the Avoum, have also been improved, increasing their propellant capacity and therefore the overall launcher performance. And also, very important, the fairing volume has been increased, allowing the launcher to accommodate larger satellites.
Well, VGAG-C is starting.
Phenomenal. Once that's done, we'll turn on the camera, which was one of the most fragile instruments.
We see that there's a problem with the trajectory. David, can you tell us?
Yes. So there seems to be an issue with the launcher, yes. We stand by to get more information.
We have had an anomaly in flight.
So could you tell us exactly? We can see on the graph in front of us, we can see that the trajectory, it seems to be going, maybe, is it going off course? Can you tell me? No.
Yes, yes, indeed, the altitude, it seems to be lower than expected.
So the altitude, we're at 107 kilometers. Have you got any news from us from Kourou in your earpiece?
But unfortunately, an anomaly on the VGAG-C on its first flight, and it is very sad that we are going to watch a CGI animation of most likely losing this payload, as this payload will not be able to be recovered and will crash in. We're going to listen into what we can here, but at this time it is coming back towards the ocean.
With what's happening?
You can see there they're zooming in on the director of operations, waiting for a possible update. You can see the payload has been separated there. Obviously not much known at this time, but it looks like there with that telemetry we have had splashdown of Palladius Neo 5 and 6. Let's listen
Pour une
in.
mise en configuration d'arrêt de la base de lancement.
What does that mean, David? What does the DDO just announced? We will you will have all the information.
And there we